Hello friends and family, and welcome to my channel. Today I dug out some orchid bulbous orchids from the overwintering room. Since I bought this, they have grown good every summer, and they decline in winter. I started with 10 of them. I was down to 5, and this year none of it has died. 2, 8, more than 40. A lot of them, and you see, this is the signs that they are waking up and they need to be planted. So that's the task for today. The last year I have grown them in heavy soil in full sun, and that has made them increased in numbers during the summer, but it hasn't been much of a flower. They just prioritize growth, and me too. But now I think I have more than enough, and I have sorted out the best overwintering for them. So I have to go for some more not so heavy soil, and when I check care instructions, it says forest malm as a good ingredients, and that's what we have in that bin. 4 years old own compost. So I guess the first task is to get some compost for it, and I will also add bark mulch, and this year I will grow them in half shade. This is my precious treasure. Wonderful homemade soil, the best you can use. I just sieve out the good parts, right size, and then I just throw the rest of it back in the first bin. So in another 3 years, maybe they are composed to the right level. Okay, just before I blend this up with the bark mulch, look at this loose, airy compost. Really wonderful, my big treasure, and there's more of it. Excellent. Let's blend this then. I have my compost and half a bag of bark mulch, just to slow down the mix a little bit. It is quite strong. For summer flowers I tend to add natural fertilizer to it, but I have the hunch that the Bletilla soil orchid will grow better in this kind of mix. But every year is a new experiment. spent the last 4 or 5 years just to make them grow during the summer and increase mass, and last year to optimize the overwintering, and maybe if this year succeeds, I will need to sell bulbs, and that's not that bad. Look at this wonderful mix. Yeah. Really a joy to work with. And own compost make you a little bit more fit as well, so that's good. So it's time to put everything in a pot. A good amount of Leca clay balls in the bottom to make it good drainage. Take away some leaves like that. A weed fabric in between. I use the same as last year. No reason to go and buy new every year like that. So, and my magical compost. The bulbs should be 10 centimeters down and 10 centimeters apart. They should be divided in autumn, but that's just not done, so I have to find a good amount, maybe 3 rather big ones for the big pots. So, and this one for the small pot, I think that's a good. So I have divided into 3 piles, and so just gonna take the first one. This is the old flower spike. Should be taken off at this point. And some more wonderful soil on top. So I will plant 2 more pots, clean them up, put them in the overwintering room, and as soon as I see the first leaves coming up, they will be placed in the garden. Today I thought it would be interesting to share a little bit about the Mikado orchid growth habit in spring. It's a bulbous orchid that dies down to the bulb during the winter and need to be kept frost free. I think it was 3 weeks ago I put them in the overwintering room in the new pot for the season. So today is 6th of April. So let's look at the status for today. Here we have the small sprouts, look very healthy, and I can tell you that 2 days ago they wasn't visible, so now it's starting and it's going to go very fast. So it's May 11th, we have no risk for frost anymore, and the Mikado plants are coming along nice here in the overwintering room. But since we have no risk of frost at the moment, now is the time to clean up the pots and put them out in the garden. So I got my pots up on the bench, and it's raining a little bit today. I'm sure this orchid will like a nice drink today, so no issue. The plant is coming along much nicer than when I kept it indoors for overwintering, and back then I put it on southern exposed place in the summer. It really benefits the growth of the bulbs, but I have not much flower, so now when I have a lot of bulbs it's time to see if they work good in, if it gets better blooming in a shaded position. I noticed that this one is lacking the snail barrier. I really need to stop the snails from getting into the pot, so, but I couldn't find any barrier in my storage, so I need to go and get some more. Japanese colored pots, Japanese species of orchid. Of course it goes to the Japanese garden. So here are the pots cleaned up and plants on the way. It's shaded from the workbench, from the trampoline, and from my big oak. And if I need to, I can always move it more to here or more to here to get more light. But I will balance that. We are in mid-May now, and it seems like my strategy for this orchid works very good. This is the bud that has extended the longest, but they are growing very good now, and I have counted at least 10 flower buds. There will probably be more, so I'm very excited about this. The best flowering I have had so far was 3 flowers, and now I have more than 10. So yeah, in a few weeks I should be able to show you the flowering period. So second week of June. You can see the buds is extending and the plant are about to bloom. Look at that wonderful color. Next clip will be in full bloom a few weeks from now. Friends and family, we have a result. The Bletillas is in a beautiful bloom. So I'm gonna try to take you closer. This was the first stem to get into flower, and there's 2 out in flowers and another 4 to come on this one. The second one was here. There's 2 in flowers, 3 to come. Here we have 3 to come, and back there we have a few as well. They seem like they are coming a little bit later. So yeah, this is the result. So this was a little bit of a new take for my video production. I hope you have enjoyed it, and I have learned a lot during the process. The Bletillas has been in my care for 5 years, so I think I got it now in my climate. Care and culture advice is always hard to give because we all live in different climates. According to online resource, they are hardy down to -10 degrees. And I have made them survive in that temperature, but a lot of them just rot away. So for me, 5 degrees Celsius and quite dry in peat moss is the best. You saw the mix I used this year and it looks like it works very good for me. Also, it was very interesting to see that just 4 days after I put them in the shade, they flowered. And it makes sense really, because they live in deciduous forest. Before the tree leaves out, they get a lot of sun and just prioritize growth. As soon as the trees leaf out, not much sun left to use, and that's like a signal to start flowering. So you can grow them very successful in full sun, lots of fertilizer, but you won't get any flower. So if you enjoyed this, please consider subscribing to my channel. Thanks a lot for watching. Take care, stay safe, bye.